I decided to clap for no reason. Uh, Guys, I have read the new comic book released by DC, Justice League versus King Kong versus Godzilla. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. This is like my fourth time reading a crossover where a different uh type of person enters in a new type of universe. And this was really, really interesting. I'm not that very knowledgeable about King Kong and Godzilla. I'd never watched any of the movies, except for Skull Island. I've watched that one, but I don't even remember what happened in that movie. But what the team at DC did for this comic book was amazing. It did. King Kong and Godzilla barely do stuff inside of this comic book. It is a build up into the next one, but DC makes this comic book really easy to enjoy and understand, which should always be your goal when creating crossovers. You don't want to make anything complicated. As a business, you want people to check out both of the products. Whenever Godzilla and King Kong appeared, there was some amazing stuff to come out of it. I believe in this comic book there is this thing called a Titano, if I'm not mistaken its name. Apparently, it shoots kryptonites through its eyeball, which was pretty cool. So him and Superman had some interesting stuff, and what the artist did with what happened is pretty creative and amazing. And I feel like that alone was worth the $6. The writer gets the Justice League well. The Justice League. I'm not that really interested inside the Justice League, and for a person that doesn't really enjoy them, the writer did a really good job at doing the characters right. From every conversation to Green Lantern and Flash being best friends, Diana, there's a beautiful part in a comic book. I don't want to spoil too much, but Wonder Woman is excited about Superman being married to Lois Lane, and it just shows the friendship that both of them have, and it's so simple, but it's so beautiful whenever it's written down on paper. I really recommend this comic book. This is for new people, and I completely am okay with that. I hope in issue number two I would be able to know more about these monsters. But something that I really enjoyed was Gorilla Grodd was met King Kong, and the one thing that he said was that you are ape god, and it was just so interesting to see somebody like Gorilla Grodd amazed at something, and the writers and artists did a really good job at this. I'm actually really proud of what DC and the people that made this comic did with this comic. I got to give it a round of applause. It's really easy. The artwork is beautiful. I love how the characters are inside of it. Supergirl looks cool. Um, Superman, Batman, every not every member in the Justice League is there. I really want to see Aquaman versus Godzilla battle it out. Hopefully, we'll get that in a coming issue. But I love the way they hit a home run with the Justice League. If you are new into comic books, it's so easy to go into a comic book store and ask for this comic. I guarantee you that they're probably didn't run out of this comic because they know how important stuff like this is. And I hope that DC is able to accomplish something and make new people read comic books. And I just think everybody should read this. I'm actually really surprised how good this is because I'm not really a fan of versus stuff. Like I said, I loved everything in it. I just wish there was more monsters, but this is a build up. The Legion of Doom is inside of it, and it's such a simple. It's like a cartoon for 40 pages, but not cartoon is cartoon. It's like a Justice League animated series, but Godzilla, King Kong. It's like that for 40 pages, and it's beautiful. I don't think I wanted to like. It was simple. It was good. It was great. Everybody should check this out. I don't have any complaints about this comic book. I don't. I don't. I'm DC and the I don't know who owns the rights for the monsters of Godzilla and King Kong, but for them to bring something like this is amazing, and I love when companies bring stuff because both of them could shine. I can't wait to see how this ends up. Uh, okay, this is 4 minutes in. I could probably I'm gonna get into spoilers here. So Lois Lane wants to marry Superman, so Superman is like trying super hard to impress Lois Lane, which is really, really interesting. I think that's a really cool thing to do, and for Flash to realize that he's trying really hard to get Lois Lane and the Justice League are trying to help him with this situation is cool. And they did something really amazing with Batman in this comic too. Batman, he doesn't try to stop Superman from marrying Lois Lane, but he does it in a Batman way which is just like for a Batman fan, it was so simple, but it was so unique and it was so cool. He was like, I'm not asking you not to marry her. I'm just telling you to just know that you're going to be putting her life in danger. And Superman's like, I could protect everybody else. Why can't I protect Lois Lane? At first, Superman thought Batman was there to give him a loan, and Superman was like, "No, I don't need a loan from you, Bruce." And he put the ring on their way. It's just simple stuff like that that makes me, as a fan of a comic book, just super excited. I'm easy to please. What can I say? 10 out of 10. Go buy the comic book.
Careful, I got some loved ones that depend on me. Thinking about my pops, cash and clothes and make it hard to sleep. That's why at 3 a.m. I'm counting money instead of counting sheep. And I ain't stopping till I make it. I got some promises to keep.